All right. I was talking about how to improve your accent in English. I mean, you could do it for any other language as well. How to sound more native like. And I was talking about listening and repeating, shadowing, and all these exercises, and how to improve specific um, sounds of the accent, specific how to break an accent down, and how to learn each and every specific part. And I said I was going to make a video about someone famous. I asked for um, suggestions, and the overwhelming majority of people wanted an Andrew Tate video. So here we are. I'm going to watch an Andrew Tate video, and I'm going to comment on his accent. I'm going to break his accent down, and then I'm going to show you how to, if you for some reason want to speak like him, how to do it. How to learn to do it. I won't be able to do it right now here, obviously. This is a process that requires consistency, training, a lot of practice. Okay, let's go. Let's hear his accent first.
Lesson one. I've even got a whiteboard for you motherfuckers. That's how hard I've worked on this university project. Whiteboard, markers.
Oh yeah, this is
Lesson one. Speed. I've even got a whiteboard for you motherfuckers. That's how hard I've worked on this university project. Whiteboard, markers.
markers. Really weird. I thought it was British. Those R's, yeah. I would say markers, not markers. Markers.
Lesson one. Speed. Now, I tell this to everybody all the time, and nobody understands what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, understand. Yeah, he does. He's got rhotic R's. So the difference between rhotic and non-rhotic R's is basically uh, rhotic R's are the R corner, markers. That's a rhotic R. If you say corner, marker, those are non-rhotic R's. Usually, most English accents use non-rhotic R's. He has a rhotic R.
I'm going to try and articulate it.
Let's listen to that again.
And nobody understands what I'm trying to say. I'm going to try and articulate it.
Or it's so hard to. Like, I would say articulate it. He said articulate it. He's got glottal teeth as well. The glottal stop is this like what sound that also some English accents, specifically from Britain, from England, have like Cockney accents. Like look at listen to Jason Statham, right? Or like any film, Guy Ritchie films, like the classic London accent, working class English accents, like sort of water. I'll say water. I can't really do it because I mean I can sort of, I can try, but it's not really a natural sound for me. Butter, butter. Americans would say butter. That's also weird sound for me. But English with English T's and R's, it sounds like with glottal T, without glottal T, with true T's and non-rhotic R's, it'd be butter. The American way would be butter, something like that. And with an English accent with glottal T's instead of uh, true T's and non-rhotic R's, so non-rhotic R's, glottal T's would be butter, water, butter.
Speed is extremely important in business.
So he's got the American rhotic R, American sounding one, and then he's got the glottal working class English T's,
Everything that needs
which is very weird.
to be done must be done fast. That doesn't mean it has to be done cheap or shit. It means it has to be done quickly. People seem to conflate the two, that if you do something quickly, it must be terrible. That's not the case. When you're a professional fighter, you learn to punch.
Fighter. I say fighter. An American would say fighter, I guess. This is fighter. Like a Cockney accent would be something like fighter, fighter. I can't really do it well, but you can try to do it with this like sound, like fighter. He says it like fighter, so it's got both. It's got the glottal stop instead of the T, and then he's got the rhotic R in the end, which is very strange. And yes, some native speakers gonna come and you sound like shit. That's not the how true the real pronunciation. So, whatever. I'm not a native speaker, right? I'm just analyzing. I think my English is pretty good. It's definitely not native like, but I got pretty close compared to most non-native speakers. Um, so yeah, if you wanna sound like him, the two main things I think are the R, the rhotic R, which is not that hard to do for most people, and the hardest part is the glottal T, which uh, usually comes either at the end. So instead of it, you said it, you'd say it, or instead of but, you say but. But it's yeah, I can't really do it well, but yeah, you get the point. It's basically at the end of the word or between vowels, like fighter, yeah, fighter, fighter, but it's between two vowels or after a vowel at the end of the word. At the end of the word, you have to do the glottal T's there.
Your instructor says faster, faster, faster. You learn.
It's,
When you're a professional fighter, you learn to punch.
that was glottal.
Your instructor says faster, faster.
Instructor. It sounds very strange.
Faster, you learn to punch faster. You don't degrade your punch. You don't start punching like an idiot. You keep the same
Degrade your punch.
quality of punch, but you do it quicker. Now,
Yeah, I'd say quicker.
nobody in the world, the modern world especially, and I'm going to say this.
Yeah, he mostly sounds American. I think, to me at least, it's just the T's, and then some of the vocab sounds strangely like his vowels go back and forth. Mostly American, but sometimes some stuff sounds British. It's a very very weird accent.
A caveat that I've learned across my career as well.
See, caveat. Right? It's a caveat.
And I'm going to say this, a caveat that I've learned across
There's no T there.
my career as well, especially if you're dealing with creative people in any kind of
Creative.
a caveat that I've learned across my career as well, especially if you're dealing with creative people in any kind of regard. They don't understand speed. Numbers people kind of understand speed. Creative people don't understand speed. And this is they have a strength and a weakness there. With creative people have something I don't have. They're very creative and they can see things I can't see, but it takes time. I'm the complete opposite. I want everything done straight away now. But speed is super important for a business, and I'm going to tell you why. So whatever you're thinking of doing, whatever the business you're thinking of running, you need to do things quickly. If an airplane, everyone knows how planes work, is flying through the sky, arrow, beautiful demonstration for you there, a beautiful fucking diagram. Even
I kind of want to see the drawing now.
if its engines fail, it will continue to fly. If the engines fail,
Yeah, this is not part of the accent, obviously, but you can tell the way he speaks is really deliberate. Like he's trained for this. He speaks like this on purpose. There's no there's no filler words here. Everything, even the tone and the intensity and the like changes in like tonality, tempo, even volume, everything's deliberate. Obviously, for the delivery to have more impact. Like he wants to. Like he's definitely a really good communicator, very persuasive,
It will not fall
well, very persuasive, like he would say.
out of the sky and instantly crash to the ground. It will continue to fly. Do you know why? Because it has forward momentum. It's going forward, and that means the wings are creating lift, air is going underneath the plane. As long as the plane goes forward, it will not fall.
Forward. I'd say it's forward. Forward. Yeah. Forward.
And fail. And a business is exactly the same. The key with business is to make sure you're always moving forward, always producing content, and always doing everything you can as quickly as possible while maintaining the quality. Do not confuse
Quality. Let's say quality. Yeah. Yeah, it's mostly that. It's the glottal and the rhotic R's. Shit, I'm gonna end up speaking like him now. So again, these are the main things you have to look for. If you want to sound like this, and for whatever reason you want to sound like this, what you have to do, and this applies to anyone else as well, if you want to sound like Jason Statham, like I mentioned earlier, or anyone else, if you want to sound like a native speaker, a particular native speaker, famous person, what you should do is first listen to them daily, podcasts, interviews, videos, whatever, half an hour, 1 hour a day. You listen to them over and over, and listen to the same stuff again and again and again, because once you know the content, you'll start paying a lot more attention to the how. Yeah, I'm starting to sound like it now. This is contagious. So once you start paying attention to the form, you start picking up things. How he's a specific, like where he stresses, where he puts his stress in specific sentences, the tonality. He uses specific sounds, like the glottal T in this case. You start paying attention to those. So first of all, you need to do a lot of listening and listening to the same stuff over and over. Then you need to start listening and repeating. So essentially, you go to the beginning and the listening and repeating exercise, which you could do 5-10 minutes a day or even more. It's basically take a video from the guy you want to sound like.
inflate quality with speed. You can do the same. If you
You can do the same. Yeah, you listen to a sentence, you pause it, you repeat after, play again, listen to the next sentence, pause it, repeat the next sentence. Maybe not the whole video, because that would take that take ages, but you can do it for like 5 minutes. And you could take your phone, record yourself, and then listen to it. Compare the two, right? You hear the voice that you're imitating, and then your own voice, the imitation. And you try 5 minutes per day, and you're gonna get better and better, because you're going to see the differences where you're making, um, where you making the mistakes. I wouldn't even call them mistakes. Where your accent differs from the person you want to sound like. So keep doing this, and of course keep listening to the content. And then the last part would be shadowing, which should be done in combination with listen and repeat. Shadowing is basically listening to something again and again. Put your earphones or whatever on, and you, like when you listen to a song and you sing while you listen to it, you repeat same speech like that you've listened to like many times already. You talk while listening to it, and you repeat the whole thing alongside it. So you try to sound exactly the same, like with the same tempo, same intonation, same stress in the words, same accent, trying to. You should combine this with the listening and repeating, so that the listening and repeating should be done in shorter uh, blocks of time, so you can focus on specific sounds, and then you listen to it again, and you correct or you change the things that you still pronounce differently. So you can pay attention to specific details with the listening and repeating exercise, and then you do it over and over again for longer periods of time while listening. Like you can do it. I've got clients who do this well, like we're going for walks or even driving. They just like listening and repeat stuff. You should do this for months if you want to sound like someone. Okay, so I'm not telling anyone they should sound like Andrew Tate. In fact, this is a very strange accent that I've never heard before. But if you want to sound American, find someone American that you like the way they speak and do this exact same exercise with their videos and podcasts and whatever. If you want to sound British, do it with a British person and so on. Pick someone you like the way they speak, and yeah, just basically listen to them. Bitch, listen to them, listen, repeat, shadow them, and you will end up acquiring the way to speak. This is called uh, getting a language parent. A language parent is someone you model your language after. Native speaker you sound like, or you try to sound like. Even if you get 80% there, you don't exactly sound like them. You're going to sound way better if you keep doing this kind of exercise at the end of it than if you just do whatever you were doing before. Because I hear a lot of people who are fluent in English and in other languages as well, but their accent's still terrible. And people will judge you on your accent. So I highly recommend doing this kind of exercise. If you sound like a bad guy from terrible Steven Seagal film or Apu from The Simpsons or something like that, please, and you want to get rid of your accent, if you don't mind, then just keep talking like you've been talking always. But if you want to sound better, try this kind of exercise.